story, I don't know how much justice I can do with this platform. But it's just a story that I have to tell, my story. Are you yours for that? Yeah. Yes. So once upon a time, caught in a complicated maze of life, in a situation it was difficult to tackle with, I had to quit my job, my full-time teaching job. And part-time job, I wasn't getting any opportunity as such. It was a time when anyone who would come to me and ask just casually, what do you do? I used to shy away from that question. What do? I do a lot of things. I cater to the needs of my family. I take care of my daughter. I do really everything that ideally an Indian woman is expected from. But what am I? So you know what, I was actually shying away from people because of that question, what do you do? And then I took to pen and paper. I started ventilating whatever I have in mind, whatever is to cross my mind, good or bad, in terms of stories, in terms of poems. And those were there, locked in the diary. Never knew when they'll see the light of the day. But it was there, and I continued writing. Then once, I took my daughter for a cultural program. And there, sitting at the corner, I found they were looking for a script. And it seems they have approached many, but no one accepted it because they chose songs from very genre and no one was saying, it was like weaving them was very difficult. I don't know what happened to me. Something dawned on me or what, I don't know. I just raised my hand and this squeaky voice said, Mia. So they had a look. Okay, you, fine, try. I was pretty sure no one believed that I would be able to do something with it, you know. We go with the image we project. Yes. So I tried. And the next day I went with the script. And then that lady, you. So that day it was you. Today it was you. So you. Expression changed. And then when the script was read out on the stage, there happened to be a couple sitting out there in the auditorium who used to run a storytelling company, online and also offline there with children running workshops. So they called me and they said, would you like to work with us? Well, we won't be able to pay you. Goli maro pego. At least I'm able to do something. Okay, fine. It was like something, you know, something has fallen into my lap from somewhere. It's a miracle. I said, okay, fine, I'll do. I started doing that. Within a month, they said you have to read out and narrate a script written by you for an audience. I wrote. I went. It was, the mic was here. I held the mic. I was not telling like this what I'm telling now. I had the script in my hand, written, the paper. And it was written in my mother tongue. I'm a Bengali. So it was written in my mother tongue, written by me. I had the script in my hand. Still, my hand was shivering. My throat was drying up. My tongue was getting somewhere twisted, you know, although there were no tongue twisters in the words. And I just, no expression, no eye contact, nothing. Just finished it. And then I was standing outside, backstage, with the kids, with the children. Because it was a program for them also. It happened to be the eve of Independence Day, so 13th of November evening. And the children were about to perform, and I was asked to take care of them, you know, backstage. out of tension, one small child around 5 years old did susu. And the child was, of course, he was embarrassed and he didn't know how to react. He was right in front of him, another kid just came close to him and said, "Don't worry, it happens. See, we are of the same height almost. We have one nose, 2 ears, 2 eyes. My dress will fit you. I have a spare one. So my mother will bring that. You try that. It will fit you." Those words ignited a spark in my mind. And I felt as if the child is telling all this to me. He's questioning me. That why are you segregating us? I mean, segregating the human beings. We read a lot. We read, we write. But this is the basic truth, that we are all human beings after all. We matured adults, the grown-ups, try to segregate as successful, unsuccessful, good, bad, this, that, but after all we are the same. And then, as usual, I took to my pen and paper, wrote something, and I showed to my friend. She just snatched it from my hand and said, "It's so awesome, I have to show it." And she showed it to our cultural's head, and she was also very happy. That's how my journey formally out, started. And then after some time, somebody said, "You narrate and you script so well. Why don't you go?" I mean, they say it so well. I'm not telling, okay? So, why don't you do it professionally? Believe me, I didn't believe them at all. I said, "What? Professionally? Who will come to listen to me?" I mean, they'll open a book and read a story, or there's TVs, or this, that. I said, no, there is a profession, please go and try out. I immediately Googled and it was destiny. The very next weekend, a new trend, Dr. Eric Miller, the director of World Storytelling Institute, he was coming up with a new training program. I contacted him, and I know very well what I spoke to him. It was something very, something I blabbered. And I asked, "What is the criteria, eligibility criteria?" He said, "No criteria, you come, you learn, that's it." I said, "Oh, okay." So, and that's how professionally, after the training, I started doing. And I also had been to Blink as a trainer.
Okay.
So, that's how it started. That is my story, my journey, and the journey is continuing. But how the journey began is that's the story. Well, the question is, why story? Once I came to this field, actually I started learning more and more. There is so much to it. We feel there's a book, we'll read the book and tell it to the children. That is telling a story. But storytelling and telling a story is a bit different. But storytelling is an interactive art form, wherein the listeners are also important. The teller, while telling a story, conveys images. And those images, when they are received by the listener, they have to visualize those images. The teller also has to visualize those images. So it's a 3-dimensional work the teller has to do. When I was telling you the story of how I began my journey, I was actually seeing in my mind's eye those images. And through the words, through my expressions, through all the tools that I have to create in your mind those images. And when you listen and when you visualize those images, and you respond either with smile or with nod or with in case of children, usually they have gaping mouths, wide eyes. That's when the storytelling gets completed. So the responsibility doesn't end by just telling a story. It has much more to do. the listener has to respond. So then only the one act of storytelling gets completed. And now why stories? For that I have to tell you a story. Is it okay?
Yes.
Once upon a time, long, long ago, one holy man was wandering aimlessly and he reached a small village. Well, a holy man has come to a village. That became a news and it spread. News could spread without WhatsApp. News could spread without social media. And the most scientific way of spreading news is do it to your neighbors. Go on, do it to your neighbors. Yes, that's how news did spread. And they all came and they were really, somehow they were a little bit driven to the holy man for wisdom maybe something radiated from his face. So they used to sit every evening. It became a kind of a custom that every evening they used to come, sit around the holy man. What the holy man did was to tell them stories. One day, one young, handsome, swag gentleman was passing by the side and he came and he said, "What's good? Every day, these people are simply coming and sitting around you and you are telling nothing, you are just telling them stories. They are expecting you to tell something which can give them some wisdom. Truths of life, ways of life. Instead of that, you are simply telling stories, man." Unperturbed, the holy man just smiled and said, "Dear, I'll answer your question. I'm very thirsty. Can you please bring me some water?" Oh, he went. He brought it. Holy man looked at him and said, "I asked for